An ordinary person like you and me flew 500 feet across a river by taking Hanumanji's name. Hundreds of people saw him, including a British officer who was actually the cause of this miracle. Kashi is an ancient city in India where temples breathe, rivers listen, and the air itself hums with memory. By the banks of the Varuna River, in an old part of Kashi called Chaukaghat, there stands a humble yet electrifying temple. It's called the Muchh Wale Hanuman Ji temple. A temple that is unlike any other because here the idol of Hanuman Ji wears a grand moustache. And to learn why that is so, and to find out how an ordinary man flew over 500 feet across the river Varuna, we have to go back to a time when India was under British rule. This happened in the 1800s. At that time, every year a grand Ram Leela, a play that brought alive the entire Ramayana, used to be staged near the Varuna River. People from all over would gather to watch it. But at that time, in colonial India, permission for public gatherings had to be granted by the British. When the organizers approached the district magistrate, a British officer on the committee mocked them. He made fun of their devotion. He said, "If your Hanuman can leap over an ocean, why don't one of you jump across this drain?" He was referring to the holy Varuna River as a drain. He was insulting the river and hurting the religious sentiments of the people there. The devotees who were there were so angered by this that they took up the challenge. And the man who would play the role of Hanuman in the Ram Leela, he declared that he would jump across the Varuna River. His name was Sadanand Pandey. The group then went straight to the Sankat Mochan Hanuman Mandir near the riverbank, where a revered saint resided. They prayed deeply and then sought out the saint. Bowing and with tears in their eyes, they said, "Bless us, Babaji. Let us not fail." The saint looked into Sadanand's soul and then gently spoke, "Take tulsi water in your mouth. Tulsi is holy basil. Call upon Hanuman Ji, and whatever happens, do not look back." With a steady breath and a sacred stillness in his heart, Sadanand stepped forward, took the blessings of the saint, and then set out. Word spread immediately, and people all over got to know about it. A day was fixed, a time was set, and on that chosen day, soldiers, officers, townspeople, Ram Leela actors, sages, and skeptics all gathered at the banks of the Varuna. Before I continue, let me tell you that these stories that I bring to you come from belief, folklore, and tradition. Some from ancient holy texts, others that have been retold over time. My aim is to share the magic, not to do a scholarly debate on manuscripts. Listen with your heart and immerse yourself in the small corner of spirituality and wonder, a refuge from an online world that often feels too materialistic and harsh. The air was thick with disbelief and something more, and among them stood Sadanand Pandey, the actor who had accepted the challenge, not as an act, not as theatre, but as surrender. Sadanand, as per the instructions of the saint in the Sankat Mochan Mandir, took some tulsi water in his mouth and deeply called upon Hanuman Ji. Then Sadanand stepped forward towards the river, eyes closed, hands folded. The name of Hanuman Ji trembled through his lips. And then without warning, his body lifted. He didn't run, he just rose. And then he flew. People gasped. The British officer who had challenged him stumbled back. Across nearly 500 feet of river, Sadanand soared, not by power but by presence. Hanuman Ji had entered him. Sadanand landed on the opposite bank, stunned, alive, but only for a moment. Without thinking, he instinctively opened his eyes and looked back. He wanted to see what had just happened. And at that very instant, when he looked back, his soul left his body. As if the divine presence, having fulfilled its purpose, had departed, leaving behind only the body of a man who had become more than mortal. Something extremely powerful, holy and divine had happened to a normal person. And it was such a huge infusion of divine cosmic energy that the body could not take it. The miracle happened. Sadanand Pandey collapsed. And it was all seen by hundreds of people. The people were completely stunned. The British officer who had mocked them on seeing all this actually fainted. Soon after, the saint from the Sankat Mochan Mandir, along with sages from the Juna Akhada, a prominent religious organization, declared the place where Sadanand landed as sacred. A Hanuman temple was established there, at the very spot where devotion made him fly 500 feet across the river. And the moustache on the Hanumanji idol came about because a request was made to add a moustache to the idol of Hanumanji in honor of Sadanand Pandey, who was known for his large, distinctive moustache. And it was a British officer himself who requested it. The idea was to keep the memory of this miraculous event alive, a reminder that even in this age of Kali Yuga, the divine still manifests among us. It serves as a symbol that the power of God is not just a story of the past, but a living force meant to inspire us even today. And so the idol of Hanumanji was sculpted with a thick, heroic moustache, a divine warrior carrying the mark of a devotee's faith. This is not just a story, this is a memory, and it is alive in the Hanumanji idol in the Muchh Wale Hanuman Ji Mandir. And we were told all of this by none other than Swami Abhimuktanand Giri, the temple's current custodian. Whether you choose to believe it or not, whether you see it as a miracle or just as a metaphor, it reminds us that in moments of deepest trouble and impossible challenges, the divine still responds. Hanumanji doesn't just belong to the past, he lives now, today. Wherever there is courage, faith, and the will to leap across the impossible, he's there. So if you ever find yourself in Kashi, make sure that you go and stand before the Hanumanji idol with a great moustache and remember that leap, a leap that silenced an empire. If you like this retelling of history, do like, share and subscribe to Mythical Lights, because that is what drives us to create videos that enlighten and inspire. Until next time.